Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. We're finally back on Sunday doing a special edition Sunday brunch Infinity War predictions.
Yep, I'm coming to you from the road. Well, I'm not because I'm in my bedroom, but come this Sunday, I will be in Florida.
And I will be in my bed when this goes live because Saturday I will be busy from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So,
well, that's fun.
Yeah, so that's how I'm shaking out. But we're joined today by the clone of our guest for our Infinity War episode. We're going to have Wheezy Waiter on the show. Joining us today is Wheezy Waiter's mute podcast clone. Welcome. It's great to have you on the show.
Clone, if you could introduce yourself.
Oh, right. He's mute. That makes sense. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. I'll just, I guess, watch you stare at stop.
That was weird. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Tyler?
We're predicting Infinity War. What do we think is going to happen? And this is, I think, Ethan, I can speak for both of us when I say that this is more of a fan level prediction episode.
Yeah.
You know, we obviously dove deep into the MCU when we watched every single movie and reviewed all of them. You can find those in our back catalog. But I don't honestly think about predictions a lot. Do you?
I try not to, honestly. I find they just make me miserable because I'm usually wrong.
I'm usually wrong, and I also think that, like, fans, like, when it came to, like, The Last Jedi, I felt like fans figured it out, and they were like, we can't do whatever the fans said. Just can't do it.
Well, and there's going to be some twist in this movie that nobody's going to be able to, like, call accurately. Like, somebody might get it right. There might be a video out there that's like, oh, so-and-so's this is going to happen. And it's just it's a dart at the wall. Like,
speaking of that dart at the wall, I think we have to tackle the elephant in the Infinity War room.
Well, hang on. I can tell you one thing I know is certainly going to happen in Infinity War.
What's that?
Scorpions.
Bacon and Eggs, the Scorpions. We've branded them and we have bought ad space on Infinity War. Thank you so much for your donations on Patreon. That is what we've been saving up for.
Yes. Thank you to our chief Scorpion Wrangler. You know who you are.
Do we have it? Oh, I know who we are talking about.
Ooh. Anyway, thank you so much for your Scorpion-based ad revenue, Infinity War. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. Let's address the elephant in the room.
Who's dying?
I think you know who's dying. And I think everybody knows who's dying. And I think that this is the problem we're going to rise with Infinity Wars. Nobody wants to admit that their favorite and one of my least favorite characters is going to die in this movie.
I think it's a coin toss between my favorite character and your favorite character.
I think you are misinterpreting who my favorite character is.
Who's your favorite character?
Thor.
Oh, Thor's not dying.
No, well, out of the Avengers, Thor is my favorite. I would not have previously said that, and I get where you're coming from. I'm an avowed Team Tony supporter, and I think that I'm gonna be all right on this one.
I don't.
You think Tony lives?
It's tough to say.
You're gonna sit here and tell me you think Tony Stark lives? Okay, we're talking about in a situation where one or the other.
It's got to be one. So just so we're clear, we're talking about Captain America and Tony Stark.
Right. We can safely assure you one of them is not going to make it out of this movie alive.
They may make it out of this movie, but they won't make it out of.
Right. I'm considering these two a pair. Whether they end up being or not, they're released a year apart. Like they are a pair.
So that's one of your predictions then, is that these two are films that go together. I mean, obviously they go together, but that they're like one story broken into two parts.
Not necessarily, but I think it's going to end up, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to end up being looked at that way, whether they want them to or not.
Okay. I think.
Do you get what I'm saying though?
Yes.
Because the Avengers movies have typically come out with almost nothing riding on their heels and like a lot of space between them. Because there was the first one was 3 years before the second one.
Yep.
And it's almost 12 months to the day.
Yeah, I mean they definitely go together, and it's gonna become like a thing that like the end of what is it? April? Is it the end of this month?
Yeah, it'll come out the Thursday after this comes out. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it's gonna become like a small tradition for some families that at the end of April you go and see the new Avengers movie, and that's just gonna be how it is for a little while, and then Disney's gonna take it away from us.
Well, that's been the whole MCU thing the whole time. Is there's always a movie coming out. Generally, it's been the first weekend in May.
Yeah, but they didn't want to mess up Solo.
Yeah, so they moved it up for this complicated reasons this time. It's not because Infinity War needed help. I can tell you that much.
No.
Infinity War, just on pre-sales alone, has already sold out most movies' entire box office run.
That blows my mind. That really does. But I want to talk about, let's get back to less about the movie industry and more about content.
So if you sincerely, I just invented a word. Sincerely. If you sincerely think that you're going to get out of both of these movies with Tony Stark and Steve Rogers both being alive, I can't see it happening.
I can't see it, both of them being alive.
What I was getting at is one of them I think is going to die. I'm not under any circumstances ruling out both.
For sure. And I think, here's what I think it was, is like, before Ragnarok, I think there was a clear plan that like Thor doesn't make it through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, not at all. But then Ragnarok came out and they were like, well, crap. People are not tired of Thor. People love Thor.
Right. We reinvigorated Thor. We gave him new powers that are better than the old ones. We gave him a new story that people are excited about, and a bunch of new characters.
So I'm not worried about Thor, just on like a on paper kind of thing. I think Tony Stark's arc they've been trying to end it for so many movies now. I think there's a good chance it'll be him, because at the end of Iron Man 3 he was like, I'm turning in the towel. And I know you have a problem with me saying that, but then I just literally watched Age of Ultron and he was like, well, time for me to go into hiding or whatever. And then, you know, there's this like scene where Captain America is standing in front of Vision and Scarlet Witch and Falcon and War Machine and Romanoff, and he's like, we're the new Avengers. And then of course Civil War comes and there's like a big battle between the two of them, and you know, Cap gives up the shield, but of course he's gonna have to pick it back up for this movie. And Tony, I imagine, gives up being Tony Stark for like the 4th time. I think there's a real chance that Tony doesn't get a chance to give it up.
I think that he does.
And he gets killed.
Personally, I think neither Tony Stark nor Steve Rogers will see another movie after Infinity War Part 2, for lack of a better term.
Why is that? Can you give me some reasoning?
So I just their story arcs have both been just beat into the ground, and there's so many strong characters coming out that people are really identifying with, people really like, and it's just becoming not feasible to have these guys in the movies anymore.
So who do you think takes the mantle? I mean, I think that there is a clear choice for the new two.
It's to me it's Thor and Black Panther.
I keep forgetting about Thor. I think Thor continues to take the third man seat.
The lone wolf, you think?
Black Panther, the lone wolf, but
Black Panther definitely to me.
To me, yeah, it's obviously
the new Captain America.
Yeah, so I think you've got your new A tier is Black Panther, Spider-Man, and Thor, replacing Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, because Thor has been recreated, so it's the new character now. It's not the same person. And then Hulk, I think, stays. I don't think anything happens there. I don't know how long Mark Ruffalo will do it, but I think Hulk, if anything, just like he did for Ragnarok, just gets banished to another planet, and they'll revisit that whenever they want to.
I'm not so sure about that.
I know that he will make it through at least the first of this movie.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm telling you from, there was an interview that Mark Ruffalo did where he said he doesn't get his own movie, but there's a story arc that goes from Ragnarok to Part 1 to
perfect.
The next movie.
Because in the past couple days, there's been information coming out about a major character being killed off almost immediately.
Vision.
You think it's Vision?
Here's who I don't think it is. I don't think it's Peter Parker. I don't think it's T'Challa.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised about Doctor Strange.
It's okay. It's if it's not Hulk, it's Hawkeye.
I don't think it's Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye.
I don't know. He's kind of being intentionally left out right now.
They say he's on his own journey for this movie, and I'm trying to think.
So
we last saw him in the cell in Civil War, right?
So you don't think he's in it at all?
I think that he's in it. I think that there's a bunch of different story arcs that are going on, because like from the previews, I can see that there is a Thor and Guardians story to pay attention to.
Clearly, yeah.
And there is a Doctor Strange, like an Earth character's story. T'Challa, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange,
right.
Iron Man, Captain America, all of them.
You got let's give a safe list. Peter Parker.
Spider-Man is safe.
Spider-Man is safe. Thor is safe. I guess you could say Hulk is safe.
T'Challa is safe.
T'Challa is safe. Nebula and Gamora are both safe.
I think Groot is safe. I think
Groot's going to be problematic to kill.
I don't think so.
He seems to be hard to kill.
He's been killed once before. Baby Groot is the son of Groot.
Right. Okay. Well, the Groot character,
correct,
is going to be hard to remove.
I worry about Drax.
I don't worry about Drax. I can hope. I can pray that it's going to be some people.
Are you kidding? Drax?
Nebula. Please kill Nebula.
Thanos won't kill Nebula.
Why?
Thanos will kill Drax.
Yeah, but Drax sucked in Guardians 2. I'm giving him another shot, but Jesus Christ. Look, the way I figure it though, if you're Stephen Strange or Vision, if you're Benedict Cumberbatch or Paul Bettany, you're looking at your contract going, yikes.
Well, here's the thing: they're the two that
they've got Infinity Stones. Yeah,
right. And Benedict Cumberbatch has the like cheat code stone, right?
Yeah, the time stone or whatever it is.
Right. So he can just, Thanos didn't go the way we planned it. Let's just undo that. So I think Benedict Cumberbatch has reason to be concerned, but I think people like Doctor Strange.
I do.
And I think that Doctor Strange was more of a success. I would have been worried about Scott Lang. I would have.
No, I didn't put him in the conversation.
He's obviously marked safe.
Right, he's got another...
Now that would be a twist. Cancel the Ant-Man movie.
Oh my god. If all they did was film a trailer?
That would be insane.
Oh man.
Because Scott Lang died. I actually had
a theory it's all a flashback? Or...
No, it can't be. It's got watched.
No, like a flashback to like pre-Infinity War. Just like a brief flashback. All told by Luis. He's like, man, I lost my buddy Scott. Let me tell you the story about how that happened.
Let's do it with Thanos, right?
Yeah, no, if you're Vision, it's Vision's head is on the chopping block, literally, in this movie.
Well, right, and the other thing you got to worry about with Vision, and here's one thing that they do a lot with trailers that Marvel does, where they will show a scene in a trailer
that doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist or has some details altered. Like we noticed this today. We were looking at the Hela scene from when she destroys Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer version of it, it's in like a city alley,
mm-hmm.
and in the actual movie, it's in a field in Norway. And I think a lot of the reason that happens is there's reshoots and things like that, and like, oh, this would work much better here and stuff. But I think part of that,
this is where Marvel excels, is tying mythology to the necessity.
Right. Well, here's what I think it can happen: is a lot of people are looking at the previews and saying, okay, he's got 2 stones here, 1 stone here, stuff like that. I think they can just change that.
Yeah.
I think they can be misleading us in the previews with the amount of stones that he has.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so he's got, the only one we know for sure he's got is what, the Power Stone?
From
nowhere?
It's going to, not from nowhere, from the planet that Star-Lord and everybody lives on. Oh gosh, what is it called? Nova Corps. Power Stone's on the Nova Prime or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Being protected by John C. Reilly.
The Ether was on nowhere.
Is that where the Ether ends up?
The Collector, yeah. The Collector had the Ether. We saw the end of Dark World.
Gosh, that's a detail that's hard to remember.
Yeah, so the Collector has the Ether. Vision has the Mind Stone right out of the Tesseract. No, out of Loki's scepter.
Out of Loki's scepter. The Tesseract is with Loki. He picked it up in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
The one we don't have is the Soul Stone.
The Soul Stone. Yeah, vibranium.
Yeah.
The core of the vibranium.
That's, I think, as far as predictions go, I think that's what Infinity War is going to be about. I think that if it's 2 movies, I think this first part takes place attacking Wakanda, getting the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Who do I think dies? I think all of Black Panther's buddies are on the chopping block, can die.
All the Wakandans?
Yeah.
Yeah, and include Bucky in that list.
I'm not worried about Bucky.
You don't think?
No.
Yeah, really?
White Wolf, not worried about him.
I don't know, man.
Who do you keep saying I don't know? I'm going to need like a story-based reason as to why you think somebody's going to die.
Because he's a part of the whole Wakanda story.
Oh, I don't think Wakanda, well, I guess
that's what I'm saying.
Point.
Is he's going to be on the front line of that battle. You can clearly see it in the trailer.
Right. I'm sorry, my dogs are just
You're good.
nuts.
You're good. But I think, he's about as safe as Steve, which I don't think is very safe.
I worry a lot about Steve. I worry a lot about Tony. Those are the 2.
I mean, if they both make it out of this next pair of movies alive, I'm just pissed. That's a cop out, man. Like,
right. It's like looking at it and being like, nah, you just want to sell tickets for the rest of time. Like the story no longer matters to you.
Right.
Which I guess, like, who am I to say that the story's only good if Captain America dies? But I think that
the story really only is good if one of them die, though.
Right. I think that shows faith in the story in the next generation of it.
Right. And you can't just keep having these giant Avengers movies that are like la 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 la, just a big old romp through. Like, let's get every character together and have this giant battle, and then everything turns out fine.
I mean, there was a lot of fallout over that Sokovia thing.
I guess. I mean, that wasn't apparent, like, immediately. That wasn't immediately apparent in any way whatsoever. It was like, not until that woman came after Iron Man and was just like, hey, you killed my son.
And then the Sokovia Accord.
Yeah, in Civil War, which was like Avengers 2.5.
I'm going to pull up a list of the confirmed heroes. I had an idea for what I think. So annoying. Just give me a second. Hey, what are you doing? There's a ton of stuff in here. Who do I worry about? I think Tony Stark is a problem. Chris Evans is a problem. I wouldn't be surprised if they kill off Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Natasha Romanoff.
They can't kill off Scarlet Witch and Vision because they've got that kind of like parody there.
You think Scarlet Witch is fine?
I think one or the other. I don't know how. Fact of the matter is that stone is going to get ripped out of Vision's head one way or the other. Whether he dies, I don't know, but that's definitely going to be a thing. It might not. And he's got skin now. He's like a regular color from the trailer.
Yeah, so Vision has skin now?
Yeah, he looks like a person, like a regular white dude.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think...
Like Da Vinci called Paul Bettany.
You know who I think comes back that we don't know about?
Whomst.
I think there's a chance that Ultron makes an appearance.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be interesting. I think as far as main characters who are going to die, I think Loki is going to die. I think that is the final piece of the retcon.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. I wouldn't even think about him at all. Ooh, good call. Good call.
I think that he hands the stone to Thanos, and Thanos just murders him.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Because he's almost certainly gonna turn.
Yeah.
There's no way, like... Granted, they haven't been particularly congruous with everything that we know and love about Loki, like the character, in that he is kind of like a good guy and he keeps getting these kind of hero moments.
I don't know. I think that's a powerful move to kill Loki off, because I think they're gonna set it up so that he hands off the Tesseract, and it's either like, it may even be like a hero moment, right? Like it might not be there in the casing or whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he kills him. I don't know.
Something.
But I think Loki is one of the few, because he's like Ice Giant Asgardian. He's one of the few that could wield the Power Stone, much like Thor could, and Star-Lord used to be able to, and therefore could be a threat.
So the Infinity Stones, are they from Asgard? Like from that whole universe? Or are they from space? Or
they are from the universe. So Asgard stopped at 9 realms per Thor Ragnarok. So there's not just 9 realms, right? Because that's what Hela was saying, was that they conquered the 9 realm and she didn't want to stop there.
Right.
So I think that they are spread further beyond than just that.
Well, no, Asgard is a realm.
Right.
Because they're shown in Dark World to be flat planes on top of each other.
Right. Windows.
Right. Which, and I guess that's not entirely true, because obviously obviously Thor runs into Thanos' ship at the end of Ragnarok.
Damn.
So I don't know really how that works. I don't know where the Infinity Stones come from. I'm hoping we'll find that out, because to this point they've just been presented as this huge thing without really giving us any kind of idea. Like, we know kind of what they do, not really what they are, what they can be used for, and we just know that Thanos wants them.
Right. That he wants all. Well, if you get all of them, then you can wipe away half the universe with a wave of your hand or whatever, be able to put them all together.
Yeah. And with the Infinity Gauntlet, why does he have that? Who let him have that?
I think he's always had it, because the one in Odin's throne room was
a fake, yeah.
So I think that he let Odin take it and didn't say.
Gotcha. That's a real casual detail coming into importance there. When Hela just walks by and it's like, fake.
Well, I think that was part of the like, oh crap, we brought ourselves into a corner. Let's fix this with a joke.
Yeah, they're good at that. Them being Marvel, they do that a lot.
God, we are coming quick up on this timeline.
I know.
Holy
yeah, 30 minutes is not very long, turns out.
No, it's quick.
When you're trying to talk about a Star Wars prequel, 2 hours seems like a long time, man. But
it's like talking about a regular Star Wars. Like, so, what's your prediction for the plot? Do you think that...
I think you were right on it for the first one with the soul, them having to go get the Soul Stone.
You think it ends with him like acquiring it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it ends with a loss. Yeah, it's just like
absolutely.
Hallows Part 1.
Absolutely ends with an L.
Yeah.
Because none of them have so far. None of them. Not a single Marvel movie.
That's true.
So it's the only thing that makes sense with them saying, hey, we're going to make another movie next year. Because they didn't need to do that. There was no reason they needed to do that.
So do you think the Thor clan meets up with the Avengers clan, like the Earth clan, in this movie?
Probably near the end, if not right at it.
So you think it's going to be mostly 2 story arcs, one with the Earth Avengers and one with the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Maybe not. I really don't know, because it's gotta, and they've straight up said it's gonna have a lot to do with Gamora, and it is gonna have a lot to do with Gamora. It has to. She's Thanos' daughter, like, and she's the Thanos daughter we're supposed to care about.
We're supposed to care about Nebula.
We're supposed to like Gamora, which I don't. But we're supposed to. And I guess we're supposed to like Nebula, which I really don't, but...
I don't have as much of a problem with Gamora. I just... Her deliveries for her acting is always just like, I don't think you did what they told you to do.
Yeah, just her whole shtick. Just like when Drax does it, it's funny. And when she does it, she just sounds like a jerk.
Yeah. And I don't dislike Zoe Saldana.
No, nothing against her.
She's a good actress.
Yeah.
I just don't think this was her best role.
No.
Definitely not Karen Gillan, who was in Jumanji, which is a weird thing.
She was great in Jumanji.
Yeah, she's super funny.
Yeah, she was great in Jumanji.
She was good as Amy Pond, too.
Yeah.
She wasn't the best, but...
I mean, I had no issues with her. I mean, there's some other movie.
I don't know. She was in that TV show Selfie.
Oh, God. I never saw that. It looked terrible. But so what? Yeah, I think you nailed it with the plot, with the fight to get in Wakanda, because I think they have the Soul Stone. I don't think they know they have the Soul Stone.
I think Wakanda knows.
I don't.
I think if nothing else, T'Challa has a vision with the old Panthers, with the Panther God, and they're like, "There's something you don't know about Wakanda."
Well, and he even has a vision with them, and it's like the last 7 of them or whatever don't know, and it's the old guy, the oldest one that's just kind of like,
And it's Heimdall.
Hey guys, I gotta tell you something. It wasn't just a meteor. It was like a thing, and it's grown, and it's gonna be an issue, because I guarantee you that is the source of vibranium.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think that was the case. I think vibranium they can still hold off for another world for another time.
What do you mean?
Like there's like planet vibranium, and they put together like a casing for the Soul Stone and as much vibranium as they could, and then shot it at Earth.
Maybe. I don't know, because vibranium isn't like a metal.
It is like a metal.
Right, but it's like an element.
Yeah.
Like it almost like lives and breathes.
That's true.
So I don't know. Vibranium's something something there's something here to do with the Soul Stone, I think. Or as with all of this, we could be completely wrong. Thanos might not even be in it. They might win in 5 minutes, and then it's just a whole different villain.
It's a whole nother thing. I think that Thanos is definitely in it. I'm curious. I'm worried about Benedict Cumberbatch because I think that he's such an interesting character, and I would love for more Doctor Strange movies, but I don't think that one did as well as... Like, if they're just looking at the numbers, I think that they can easily...
They haven't announced another sequel. They haven't announced plans for their sequel.
At least as far as I've been able to tell.
They haven't.
I follow it pretty closely.
Yeah, they haven't.
But they I don't think have announced a Spider-Man sequel.
They have.
No, they have.
They have.
Yeah, they have.
What I don't think they're going to do, and obviously they could do this, but what I don't think they're going to do is just pull some cheap trick with the Time Stone.
No, I definitely don't think they'll do that.
Because obviously they could just put Thanos in like a Dormammu loop.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ultimate god killer.
Right, and like Doctor Strange can just sacrifice himself and stay there. Like, that's not going to happen though.
Right.
They're not going to write themselves out of it that easily. And they could. And that's the thing, is like that's why I think he's a danger to the story, is because they could. So maybe they don't kill him, but they definitely take that power away from him.
Oh, for sure.
He loses the Time Stone. And if it doesn't go to Thanos, it's destroyed.
Do you think... Here's another question. Do you think Star-Lord will ever have Ego's powers again?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that's my thing, is they ended the movie and they were like, if Ego dies, you lose your powers. And I was like...
Yeah, because anything else has made sense in this movie.
Right, but it was like, why? Why does it matter if the Celestial... Like, if the Father Celestial dies? Like...
Because the planet dies. The power source dies.
No, he would have his own power source.
Right, he's got his own midichlorian count that's over 20,000.
That's what I'm saying, is I think he probably has like 10,000. But I think if they need to, they can always pull Star-Lord's celestial power back out. And it can be like, oh, I focused enough energy and I didn't need my father. I let go of that. And
right, if they need to, which they might not. But they can definitely, like, if there's another situation where Peter needs to grab a Infinity Stone with, like, his bare hands.
I think it's only the Power Stone you can't
Is it
grab.
just the Power Stone?
That's my understanding.
I thought that no mortal had the power to wield any of them. That's why Loki had to have it in a scepter.
I think Loki found the scepter, and the scepter happened to have a stone in it. Do you think he knew what they were? I guess Thor knew what they were.
Oh, yeah, so certainly. Certainly, Loki knew exactly what he had.
So he had two. He had the scepter and the Tesseract.
He had the Tesseract very briefly.
He shows up to a portal and deals with it.
What does the Tesseract do? Does it zap things? It's just a zappy stone?
Opens portals.
Yeah, the put stuff to another place stone.
I mean, it opens wormhole. Like, that's what it does.
You're a wormhole.
I'm just telling you what it is.
And I'm just telling you you're a wormhole. Like, these are two separate conversations. Two tracks diverged into wood, and I took the one that means ties a wormhole. Fight me.
Any cameos you expect? Do you think Deadpool shows up briefly?
Nah.
I think no, because if you throw Deadpool in there, then it's like, why wouldn't he participate in this?
Right, like, why don't you make him an Avenger? Why are we keeping this separate?
Right. And I think the same thing if, like, you know, if Hugh Jackman
any of the X-Men thing,
and he's got like the scruff. It's like
I could see like Matt Murdock.
Oh, you think maybe some of the Netflix heroes?
Well, because those are MCU.
Yeah. Do any of them have like powers that would be effective in a? I mean, I guess they're the same as like Hawkeye or Scarlet Witch, but like
I'm pretty sure that Hawkeye could beat every single one of those guys.
Isn't Iron Fist? Doesn't he have like One Punch Man powers?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about Iron Fist.
And then
literally nothing.
Like, bulletproof.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Does Jessica Jones have like telekinetic powers?
I think so.
Okay, so really it's just Matt Murdock that would be like
absolutely useless. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what we predict, but I know that I'm excited, and thank you so much for joining us, Wheezy Waiter's mute.
Yeah, it's
clone,
been great having you.
Clone.
Anything you want to say to the audience? I don't know why I'm leaving a silence here because it's gonna get erased anyway, and you're just gonna have to put a new silence in there.
I know, but oh well.
Well, thank you, Clone. That was very insightful. I appreciate your predictions.
Let us know what you think by commenting on our YouTube video or posting in the Facebook page or talking to us on Discord or however you get in touch with us, Twitter, Instagram. It's all in the doobly-doo. If you want to find us, you can find us. It's just that easy. And I hope you enjoyed your brunch this morning. A little bacon and eggs, maybe some toast, a mimosa, blueberries in your mimosa, frozen blueberries. That sounds pretty good.
Well, thank you for another great Sunday brunch, Tyler. I really appreciate you coming and brunching with me. I love these Sunday episodes.
Me too. They're short and sweet and so fast. Literally, I don't even know what we said.
Yeah, that happened really quick.
Yeah.
But anyway, until next week, Arrivederci.
Avengers!